Hey Dave, how you doing?
Good.
Great. I guess hey, let's take a walk over to your drinking fountain,
Sure.
shall we?
Yeah, we can do that.
Now this is where you keep it, right?
Yep.
All right. And how long have you been providing? I noticed you keep all your bottles here and
Yeah.
everything. How long have you been providing drinking water to your employees?
About 7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years. Okay. When your drinking water company installed this unit, did they tell you that it was supposed to be cleaned every 6 weeks or every other bottle?
No.
Probably not. If they would have done that, you would have said, "Who's going to clean it?" Right? You
Pro-
guys?
yeah, I haven't cleaned it now. Know
No.
if anybody in the office
All right.
has.
Well, I see you've got RO water here. That's good water, obviously. But have you ever noticed, like when you dispense the water out of the bottle, you hear this glug?
Yeah, yeah. It's air going back into the thing. You can't
Right.
have a vacuum.
Yeah, right. Basically, it needs to the pressure needs to be released inside the bottle for you to get water.
Right.
But what do you think is going inside that bottle when you dispense that water? Well, you probably
Air.
have an idea. Air, and
Right.
air's got what in it? Bacteria, dust, on and on and on and on. So,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, what you got here is you've got a possibly probably pretty good water, but it's being contaminated, and essentially within 120 days you can get a buildup of up to 90,000 parts of bacteria in that water. So
Ew.
what you got is, and I don't know about you, I like salad, but I don't like it in my water. I mean, I hate to use that analogy, but you know where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of nasty.
Kind of nasty just thinking about that. So, one more thing, I don't know if you notice here when you have to bend down to basically get at that water your employees do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's a little bit of a strain. Our units are set up that basically there's no cumbersome bending, and the idea is that we want you to basically be comfortable while you're dispensing the water.
So it's more ergonomic that way.
Ergonomic, that's a good word. I wish I could spell that, but that's one of those words I have a hard time with. Um, one more thing about the dispensing area. Do you notice how these little dispensing units are stuck together, sort of?
Yeah.
Now, did you ever think about people's hands and containers getting close to those dispensing areas?
No, and now I won't be able to forget it.
And of course, the idea is that these nozzles are exposed, and gosh knows who knows what's inside them. You know who cleans those. So the idea is that this, if you certainly don't want a product that's supposed to make you healthy, being contributing to employee days off from people getting sick and contaminating the drinking water area, right?
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's
Guess not.
something to think about. I'm sure it's not you don't go to bed every night thinking about this, but anyway.
No, I
Uh,
like to sleep.
well, one more thing I was thinking about too is uh, the idea that there's certain hassles associated with drinking water. And obviously we don't. Our idea is to give you the best, cleanest drinking water possible
Mm-hmm.
without the hassle that we're talking about here. One of the hassles is reconciliation of reconciling the in and out of your I should say your accounting manager having to count these bottles coming in and coming out. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I think she's every time I hear her grumble every time the guy leaves because it takes another 15 minutes out of her day or whatever to do
Sure.
that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. My wife worked in an office once where the water guy was supposed to get there at 1 o'clock. He didn't show up till 5:30,
Oof.
and Ben, she just got disgusted. She finally said, "That's it. I'm out of here." So the idea is that with our system, you eliminate this scenario of having to pay more for the product, the more you use. With our system, the more you use, the less it costs. And I'm sure that makes sense to you too, doesn't it?
I guess, yeah.
The idea that not having to constantly reconcile these inflow and outflow of bottles.
Okay, yeah, all right, that
All
makes
right,
sense.
all right. Well, let's take a look here at basically what our unit would be like for you as far as the features. We have, of course, a cold water dispensing tap right here. We've got a hot water dispensing area. You notice there's two fingers. So
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of like dummy proof. Your employees aren't not dummy, meaning dummy proof for you, of course, Dave, but But if somebody who might get clumsy and accidentally might dispense the wrong water area,
Okay.
hot water accidentally.
Safety feature.
Safety feature, exactly. Thanks for helping me there. Now, if you notice here, we've got the large dispensing area, so your employees can fill up larger containers, and of course, it's a closed system, so you don't have to worry about contaminating that area right there. Of course, you look at the filters are in front, and what those do is keep the water clean. I'll go into that later on, and of course, they've got a stainless steel dispensing tank, which keeps the water clean.
Okay.
And this is called a point of use drinking water system in the industry.
Okay.
So what do you think so far?
I think it's interesting.
Okay, great. Well, let's go a little bit further. The idea is, of course, once clean water comes into our system, this unit right here, one thing I did forget about. You notice the bottle system you have right now?
Mm-hmm.
Who changes that bottle?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Somebody.
somebody. Typically, it's not, Sally weighs 110 pounds, right?
I honestly don't know.
Right. Well, those bottles weigh 42 pounds, and believe it or not, this is something you probably don't know, they are responsible for 60% of the workman's comp claims in offices.
Really?
Yes.
That's startling.
It is startling. Now, the average workman comp claim is $18,000, and that's not even including a back injury.
That'd be some expensive water.
That'd be heavy water. So the idea is it's probably not going to happen to you. Obviously your guys are always going to do that, but it only has to happen once for you to get into some serious trouble in an area that you don't want to go to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if I'm gonna have a workers' comp claim, I'd like to at least be something worth it, not changing the bottle of water.
Exactly. Well, getting back to our unit, of course. When we install our units, again, we put them into your office. Typically, we do 250 to 350 of these per month. So we pretty much know what we're doing. Now, the only plumbing that's involved here is essentially this right here. You've got a valve, and that basically attaches to your water supply. And what we do is we just attach that, and then basically we also incorporate a shutoff valve. So if you need to move the unit for cleaning or painting, you can do that.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, great. Now, we've got clean water. It's installed less than an hour. Clean water, usually. Clean water is coming to your unit, and now water's coming to your unit. This is what's happening to it. Number one, it's run through a series of filters, and it's reverse osmosis. It's put through a reverse osmosis filter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what reverse osmosis is?
Vaguely familiar with the term.
Well, it's the most efficient way to purify water. They even use it on the nuclear submarines.
Okay.
So, beyond that, after the reverse osmosis process and the filtering process, the water goes through the stainless steel tank, and this is an industry exclusive for us. We oxygenate the water.
Okay.
And you're probably wondering why.
Yeah.
Well, for reasons that fish have known for thousands of years, there is oxygen in water.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another helpful way for you to get oxygen in your system. Does that make sense?
I don't have gills.
Okay, we won't make you grow gills. That's just this little aside. Number two is, this is most important. Bacteria can't thrive in an oxygenated environment.
Okay.
So, what that means is your water is kept pristine and as clean as when it was originally purified. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
Great. Now, obviously this is a very sophisticated system, but you don't have time to maintain this.
No.
So we do it for you.
Great.
Based on our analysis of heavy metals in your area, mercury, cadmium, copper, we set up a filter, we should set up a maintenance schedule. We come in, we change the filters, and we also change the reverse osmosis membrane. So this is all done for you automatically. In many cases, your system will actually send out a message telling you to contact us so we can change the filters.
Will the water still be drinkable?
Absolutely, because what what we build into the system is more than enough time for us to respond to the call. And typically, our response, our service response policy is 2 business days, and there's usually you'll get like 30. You get a message at 30% filter life. Gives you more than enough time to contact us and take care of the filters.
Okay.
Okay. One more thing. Okay, one more thing. There's a certain redundancy built into this system. Obviously, of course, with all the control panel. But you notice that the idea here is to basically allow you to the system monitors itself, monitors that the water is kept at a certain production level, clarity and purity, and number two, it also takes care, monitors filter life. So again, getting back to what we talked about, we'll take care of all the maintenance on this system, and all you have to do is enjoy it.
That sounds easy.
So typically, what we do is we install these systems all over the country, and many of our customers they like to see if their employees would like the water. So we put the system in at no charge for 7 days.
Well, how much does it cost?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Now, if I had two customers, Dave, side by side, stay in the suite next to you, and he was using 2 or 3 times as much water as you are using here in your business, do you think it would cost me a little bit more to maintain his system?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what we'd like to find out. We'd like to set you up, figure out if the unit has a gallon counter in it. We'll set you up on a 7-day trial, no cost or obligation. And what we'll do is we'll determine how much water you're using, and then I can give you a price. How's that? How would that be?
I guess that sounds fair.
Fair. Thursday, is that pretty good? Morning or afternoon?
Afternoon.
All right.
Mornings are pretty hectic.
All right. Well, we've just trained Carl, and we're looking forward to having him do your first install.
Great.
So,
Thanks a
thank you
lot.
very much. I know you'll enjoy the water.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.